My name is Olive Iluyomade. So I'm one of the mentors on this Power BI track. And what I'll be taking you in today is managing assets in Power BI service. So I know up to this time, we've been working with Power BI desktop, but now, today, we'll be looking at what it's like in the Power BI service. That's the web application of Power BI. Okay. So I'll go through the slides quickly, and then we'll go on to our practice. Okay. What you can do for me in the meantime, we will be doing. I'll be using some of you, hopefully, to share a document. So if you do have your Power BI open, your service open, or your laptop, if you do have your laptop and you're able to participate, please put your name in the chat. I just need a few people. I know some of the mentors are here to help. Okay. So the topics that we'll be looking at today are create and configure workspaces, and then we'll be assigning workspace roles. We'll be looking at creating a dashboard. We'll look at providing access to data sets, which comes with the workspace. We'll look at just an introduction to data alerts, scheduled refresh, and gateway. We'll be configuring row level security. We'll configure and update an app, and we will look at publishing, importing, and updating assets in a workspace. Okay. So first of all, we'll be looking at workspaces. So what are workspaces? They're basically areas. There are two workspaces in your Power BI service. We have the My Workspace, that's for you to work, on your reports and stuff, but just for you. So My Workspace is your own personal workspace, and the workspace that enables you to collaborate with other team members. Okay, so what happens is that you have your report in that workspace. Everybody has permission rights to make changes in the reports, update the reports, etc., with their own contributions, and it is updated real time because it's in the cloud. So it's not like the one on your desktop that only you have access to. Okay. If you are working in a team, and that's how it is in the workplace, you're working in a team, so everyone can make their own contributions to the reports and the dashboards that you're working on using the workspace. Okay, so you just create a workspace in Power BI service. You name the workspace, give it a description, and then you save and manage those settings. So you have a new workspace created. And we'll be looking at that shortly. I hope you can all still hear me clearly. If someone can please, okay, please, one of the mentors, let me know. No others can't unmute yet. Franca? Okay, so talking about workspaces, there are different permissions or accesses that individuals can have to a workspace. You have the admin, you have the member, you have the contributor, and you have the viewer. Okay, so the admin, the mentor, the contributor, and the viewer. Okay, we can share a table later on the roles of the assets each of these roles have. But the admin person, as it says, the admin person can give permission. So the admin person assigns different permissions to different individuals. The admin member can actually assign admin to someone else. It can the member can assign member, contributor, and viewer. That's for the admin. And obviously, the admin can do a lot of stuff with the reports, whatever is there. Can update, make changes, delete, if needed. So the admin basically has all the rights. Okay. The member coming right next to the admin person can also work with the reports and all, but the only thing the member cannot do is the member can assign roles as well, but the member cannot assign an admin role. Okay, so a member can assign roles as well and has
Olive, did you call?
the viewer can only view, okay, the reports. The viewer cannot make any changes. Okay, so usually when presenting or sharing the reports with the stakeholders do not have, like, the executives and all that, so they don't have any business with making any changes on the reports, so they can just be given viewer access. Reports can be published to the Power BI service, okay, and you can even have a number of reports in the your workspace, and visuals from those reports can be pinned onto a dashboard. So usually a dashboard is used when you want to present important or relevant information to a stakeholder. Instead of presenting a report, you can put it in a dashboard. Okay, you can put your reports in a dashboard and you just take different visuals. You can take from multiple reports, or you can take from one report as needed. Okay, so that's your dashboard, and we'll be looking at creating all these today. Okay, so we have data alerts. So basically, when a particular threshold or figure is reached, we can set up alerts in Power BI service to inform the necessary people who need to know, right, about those thresholds being reached. Okay, we can also refresh our reports within Power BI service. So we can set refresh times. We can do an immediate refresh, or we can set refresh times, and at the particular time that is set, a refresh of the data takes place. Okay, so that's your data, because you would have your data set, or what we would call semantic model. We would have it in the workspace, so we can do refreshes on that. Okay, and then we have ways which involves connecting connecting data from Power BI. Okay, then we come to low-level security. Okay, Now, we need our role within Power BI desktop. Okay, so take note of that, because if you happen to do or sit for the exams, the certification exams, you could be asked a question about role level security, either the sequence of how it takes place. So you do create the role, the levels of security that are needed. You do that in Power BI desktop, but where it is actually effected is in Power BI service. Okay, so we just assign a particular individual to a particular role. Okay. Creating the publish and assign users to the role. So that's done in our Power BI service. Okay, so you can also create from your reports, you can create an app within Power BI service. Okay, so you can create an app. So create the app, choose the content that goes onto the app, set your audience that you want to be able to view or access the app, publish the app. Okay, and from time to time, when needed, you update that app. Yeah, so an app is created from your reports in Power BI service. And I'm sure you would have learned about mobile apps. So, the app can be can be on your desktop or sent to be created as a mobile app so that people can view those apps on their mobile phones. Okay, on their mobile phones. So we come to our last slide, where we cover publishing. So the reports that we have created, from the Power BI desktop, we publish them to so publishing that report from your desktop. Okay, publishing from your desktop. Then you can also import files directly into your Power BI service, which is straightforward. You go to your file and you navigate to the file that you want and upload it into your Power BI service or into your workspace. Okay, and then we know that we can republish, update a particular report by republishing it again from the desktop, or replacing the data sets also will come from the desktop, or you can import your data set straight into your Power BI service. Okay, so that ends our slides. Are there any questions before we go into the practical bits? Because I want to be sure that every company has looked at their data and intends to meet particular targets, by particular time. So maybe by the middle of the year. So you have a KPI visual, which can change according to the progress in sales. Okay, you have a particular target, so you set that target on your KPI. So if you have an alert, once the sales reaches that target, an alert will be sent out, to those stakeholders that are interested. Thank you. Okay, apps. Oh, okay. Faith. Okay, good question. No, these apps are different. These apps are just it will still be your visuals in your report, but presented as an app. Okay, so that's what it will be your visuals in your report, but presented as an app, so that people can view them on your phone. Okay, you can view them on your phone or on your desktop. So that's what apps are. So it's still just another version of your report. Okay, is that clear? Okay, please can you, okay, yeah. What we'll be working on this evening will be service, okay? So you can please follow along, especially those of you that want me to add along. So I'm going to, okay. So you can type in app.powerbi.com, okay? app.powerbi.com, okay? So type that in. Okay. Okay, does anybody have theirs open? Let me just check. Yeah, please raise your hand if any of you have yours open. Or if you need me to wait, please type in the chat. Okay. You don't have an email address? I think your email address should take you. Just go do your app.powerbiservice.com. Use the email address that you have. Yeah, use that. Let's see, because your email addresses have been set up. So try with your email address. Okay, I'll wait for you. Okay, it's just showing me some recommended reports to look at. So yes, this can give you some inspiration. Okay. Now, on the left-hand side here, we have our icons, part of our menu, our Power BI service menu. So if you follow my cursor, you can see workspace here. I'm hovering over it. It's highlighted. And then my workspace. Remember, I spoke about my workspace as well. So, okay, let's create. If you are in there, let's click on my workspace. And you can create your own little workspace where you can work on your stuff when you bring. Okay. So if you're in there, you can click on new item. So new item is at the top left on my workspace. Sorry, I have to wait for this to open. Try that again. Okay. Sorry, before we create, this is your workspace. So it remains as my workspace. My apologies. It remains as your workspace. And then as I clicked on new item, you would have seen the different items that you can add to your workspace. Okay, which would be similar to the general workspace. Okay, so let's move on to click on workspaces. Okay, so workspaces, this panel will open and click on new workspace. Okay, so when you click on new workspace, then you have a dialog box come up where you can put in the name that you want for your workspace. So I want to say tech stylers Power BI cohort 6. Okay, so text stylers Power BI cohort 6. Now I'm the one creating the workspace. You don't have to create the workspace. So I'm the admin now. I'm creating this workspace, and that is ready. I can add you to the workspace. So what's the description? We have let's put workspace class cohort 6. Okay, domain, assign a domain. We don't need that. That's optional. If there was a logo, you could add that. But really, for now, we just want our name and our description. Okay, so let's click on apply. So you can see here, we have the name of, okay, cohort. Okay, let's check. So what we're going to do next now is I'm going to come to my Power BI desktop. Okay, I'm coming to my desktop. I have okay, so I've come to my desktop and I want to post this particular report to the Power BI service. I want to publish it to the Power BI service. Okay. So I have the report open, and at the top right, I have share. Okay. have publish actually. Hold on. Publish, hold on. Okay. Let me put my email.
Okay, Obiano, do you have your hands up? Do you have any question? Could you drop it on the meeting chat?
Olive at TECHSCYLUIS.com. Continue. Okay, I think I'm just okay. Something is happening now. Autumn final. No, that's this one. Okay. I'm just wait a bit because aha. So now I'm in. Okay. Okay. There's just delay. Let me just wait for. To share. No, so I don't want to share. I want to publish. is a visual, just like the other visuals. So I'll just advise you to look into it. It's one of the visuals that comes up in your Power BI desktop. So just select it and play around with it. Okay, that's what I'd advise you to do. Play around with it. Depending on what data you're working with, you can use that if there are any targets, to be met. So I'll say play around with it. You can get help from YouTube as well. Okay, so there's no way we'll be able to go through every single visual that is available because of time constraints. Okay, let's check report by Olive. One is a report. Okay, so that's the report I created. And the other one, who can tell me what the second file is? I like to ask questions. You can tell me what the second file is. Describe what it is. Second file. Okay, let me check. Chat. My dashboard. Good try, but no. The second file. So I published the report I created, and two files showed up. One is the report. You can tell me what the other one is. Okay. Nice. Chukwemeka said the semantics. Yes, but what are semantics? What are they? They're a new name for something else. What would we call it? Okay, you don't know the meaning, but well done for getting the answer, because I did mention it earlier and it did say so. But what is that second file? Data set. Thank you very much, Ngozi Ibuzo. Data set. So that second file is our data set. Used to be called data set once upon a time, but now it's called semantic model. Okay, I've hovered over it there, semantic model. So that's just basically our data. That, the data set always accompanies the report that we publish. Okay, it always accompanies the report. We can actually make changes within here if you are in the workspace. So now that we have our report in our workspace, let me see who I can add. Okay, let me see who I can add. So to add members to our workspace, we go to manage access. Okay, fastest fingers first. Who can tell me what role, which of the access roles is able to grant permissions to people, so assign roles to people apart from the admin role? They would assign roles to people apart from the admin role. To add people to the workspace, okay, now we have our files in here. I click on manage. Okay. Yeah, so manage access, and then I click on add people or groups. Add people. of groups. So, okay, can you hear me still, please, Franca?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Franca, I've added your name.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Okay. I have added Franca, so just by typing in her name, I can see her textilers.com email address. Okay, so I select her. Okay, then I see viewer at the bottom, so that's the the lowest level. So if I click on this drop down, we have other roles. Okay, so let me Franca, are you in your Power BI service?
Yeah.
You are. Okay. So you'll be able to confirm for me. Okay. So let me make you a member. Okay, I'm going to select member and then click on add. Okay, still waiting for Franca's name to appear here. Okay. Now you add people anyway, and then choose what role you want. So if it's just for people who, stakeholders who just need to look at the reports, then make sure you give them viewer access. Okay. Okay, apologies for that. So I thought that those email addresses onto you guys, but maybe they're old. So yeah, they must be old. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. So let's move on to our next topic. So we've done our workspaces, creating our workspaces, publishing. Okay, publishing to Power BI. So one more thing here where you have create is another area that when you click on, you have options of different items you can create within your Power BI. Okay. So can you see here? You can actually create your reports in Power BI. Remember, I spoke about being able to access files from within Power BI service. Yeah. So apart from the desktop, you can also create your reports right inside Power BI. Okay. Using your create. Okay. Okay, let's go back to home. Please just speak out if you can't hear me. Okay, just speak out if you cannot hear me. Now, okay. Okay, I'm still got it. Okay, I clicked on the workspaces to come to our report. So clicking on under name, clicking on the report name will open up your report within Power BI service. Okay, so can we see our report? Nice and big. So, you know, yeah. So here's that. So I opened up the report within Power BI service. Okay, and you can see that as I've opened up the report, on top here we have an edit. Yeah, you can see our edit button because I'm admin. So admin member and contributor will see this report, will not. Okay. So let me Power BI desktop. Okay, my apologies, everyone, but I'm rounding up now. So yeah, I'll just round up. So I've shown you that report. I wanted to let's check whether Franca is showing now. Okay, manage access. Aha, there she is. Okay, so I hope you can see. Here's Franca that I've added and you can see, yeah, what access she has right under. Okay, so she has member access. Okay, Okay. Does anybody have any questions so far? I'll just round up here with our workspaces. So we've created our workspace. We've published our report. Hey, okay, can we all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Olive. Go on now, Olive.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I will show when I'm not sure whether you saw where I showed you see them access. So anyway, that's Franca there, okay, as a member. So she can remember that admin, member, and contributor can make changes to the report as I've shown you. Okay, so I think I'll leave for the personal workspace. How does it work? Is it just for adding reports to the workspace, or what other things are peculiar to it that are not available in the general workspace? Okay, good question. So the personal workspace works like the general one, only that with the personal workspace, you're the only one who has access to it. Okay, so the personal workspace or the my workspace is personal. Meanwhile, the workspaces, you usually use them for collaboration. Yeah, a team can work within that workspace. Yeah, and they can all make changes to the reports or whatever is on there. Okay. Okay, in this Power BI service, is Power BI service like GitHub profile? Can other people outside your organization have access to the published reports? You can share reports, share them, or share an app. With GitHub, as long as you share your link, people can see it. Okay, but with the workspaces, you have to give people access. Okay, for them to be able to have access to it at all, even to view. Okay, you have to share. Yeah, share your report or your app with the people that you see them. In a lot of cases, you're working with an organization or you're working for a client. So really, it's only the people within that company, yeah, a lot of the time that need to see those reports. Okay, so it doesn't work exactly like GitHub. Okay, are there any questions given as a result of amount of reports published on the Power BI service? No. No, there are no credits or recognition. Okay.